Hello and welcome to In the Diaspora on 99.9 FM, Wide FM with me, David Chisanga. In the Diaspora is a weekly radio program that focuses on Irish migrants. The program follows the lives of people who left their home country either for work, business, study, or asylum. Today on the program, we'll focus on Jacky Bouanga. She's actually from Gabon and she's been in Ireland for the past 1 year, let's just say almost 2 years. She's a scientist. Hello, Jacky, and welcome to In the Diaspora.
Hello, David. Thank you for having me today.
Now, Jacky, we understand you are a scientist. Now tell us more about yourself. Who is really Jacky?
I'm a woman before being anything else. While growing up, I wanted to be a doctor, a medical doctor first. But then afterwards, things didn't work out as planned. And then I pursued chemistry. Mm-hmm. And today I'm a doctor in chemistry and I'm working in Ireland. Yeah.
Would you tell us, where you studied as well, and what happened maybe just in your study before we got to your country?
So I finished my high school in Gabon, and afterwards I went to South Africa. In South Africa, I went there just to do my undergraduate, just for a bachelor. And then I was so interested in chemistry that I chose to continue and to do my master's. And after my master's, I also wanted to have more. So I went to a PhD. And after finishing my PhD in Cape Town, I just moved to do my postdoctoral degree at the University of Limerick, where I'm working at the moment.
Tell us one thing you like about chemistry. Few women are actually in chemistry, I should mention. So tell us just one thing you like about chemistry.
What I like about chemistry, I think, is mostly the complex of it, because I like challenges, and the field that I'm working on, which is crystallography. It's a very challenging type of chemistry because it's really complex. It mixes inorganic chemistry, different area of chemistry, I'll say, because I don't want to really cite everything. So I like it because of the complex and the challenges that I usually encounter. And I usually make you think and try to apply what you're thinking. And what I did was analytical chemistry. Analytical chemistry was mostly about you do some theory and then you apply. You don't just count things like that. You can prove it by just mixing things together, and you can prove a color, you can prove a temperature change, what is the impact of a temperature change. You can prove so many things with chemistry, and I think that's what amazed me the most.
Now, what sparked your interest, growing up, to go into chemistry, or you said medicine? What sparked your interest? Were you like this kid who used to mix a lot of things, maybe in the kitchen, or I don't know?
I will say that I used to really love taking care of people. That's why medicine was the first option for me. But then while growing up, I used to love baking. And I used to like mixing things. And every time that I used to bake, it used to come like beautiful and perfect. And I think that might be where my chemistry interest really started. And when I went to university and I started with chemistry, I was so amazed that it was just the same thing, just following a method to get to a certain point. And I think that's the same thing as baking. Yeah.
You're listening to In the Diaspora on Word 99.9 FM with me, David Chisanga. And I'm speaking to Jacky Bouanga. She's from Gabon. And she's been in Ireland for the past 1 year plus, almost 2 years. She's a scientist. And we're just getting to know her more on the program, and just getting to know more about Gabon. Now, speaking of Gabon, Jacky, we understand it's in West Central Africa, somewhere there. Now, tell us more about your country. How many languages are there? How many people would we find? What's more interesting about Gabon if I want to visit?
Gabon is quite a small country. When I came in Ireland, the funny thing was that when I came back because I went to visit in January, and when I came back at the airport, the person just checked my passport and said, "Oh, it might be the first Gabonese that I've ever met." So it was very interesting and funny, yes. And it's because we about 2.5 million in terms of population. And we have about 50 languages. And what I love is the culture. I love the culture of my country. I love the forests. And I'm a green person. I'm a person who like when she goes somewhere, she sees some greens. And that's what I love the most. So we have a lot of animals, and the forest has different type of animals, and we have the savanna. So it's a very beautiful area to visit when you want to do some safari or you want to go for the beach. And it's quite interesting to explore if you want to be a tourist there. Yeah.
What's your official language? I understand you have like 50 local languages. Now, what's your official language in Gabon?
The official language is French because there are too many of the local languages. If we select one, there will be a big fight. So, yes, the language we speak is French, and most of the people there will be more comfortable with the language with French. And the most common, like the biggest group, ethnical group, is Fang and Zebi. So I'm in the Zebi group, which is one of the bigger, where there are a lot of people compared to the other ones. Yeah.
So how would you greet in Zebi, right? So how would you say good morning or how are you?
So in Zebi, we'll say Wamasora, and then what you respond is Enawe. Yeah.
So Wamasoka?
Wamasora. It's literally, oh, are you already up? And then you said, yes, I am. So it's just a way of greeting and saying, or you can also say mbolo, just to say hi. There's another way to say hi. And yeah. And then when you want to say bye-bye, say kanamwedi, just for the simple languages, like simple way of saying hi and bye and yeah.
We want to try this on the program. Wamatsoka. Wamasoka.
So yeah, sora.
Then how do I respond?
Nawe.
Okay, Wemasoka.
Masora.
Wemasoka. Nawe.
Yeah, you say hey.
Interesting. And we are learning on the program already. So, hello is Mbowe. Mbolo. Mbolo. Okay. Coming to Ireland, you had arrived, I think, sometime, a year ago or so. How was the feeling, first of all, leaving your home country, for Ireland? How did you feel,
It wasn't that different because let me say that I left my home country about 12 years ago when I went to study in South Africa. So South Africa is kind of another home for me because I kind of grew up there. I've learned a lot of things there. But when I left South Africa, it was just like living another home. And when I came here in Ireland, I found it quite different. But I love the fact that I saw a lot of grain. So when I saw the green, I'm like, I feel like I'm home. And also the rain was kind of welcoming also because I know at the beginning I was like, wow, it's rained so much. Yeah. And it's also the same thing in Central Africa. We have huge rains. And when I went in January, there was like a storm and it's almost the same. Yeah. So it wasn't that different. And I think I like it here. It's quite cozy and very quiet. Yeah. It was just different because I came from a big town, which is Cape Town, and it's quite a busy town. And the tourists, you have always something to do. There's always a place to go. So that was the difference here when I arrived in Limerick. I was like, It's kind of different. And I feel like it's mostly family directed place compared to Cape Town, which is quite a busy area where people are always busy and want to do new things. Yeah.
So now, did you ever feel alone, because you had left Gabon, then you left South Africa as well?
Of course, when you arrive in a new place and you don't have anyone, I mean, I came here alone, I don't have family, I had no one but work. So at the beginning it was hard, but luckily, and there was that was really good. I came before I even arrived. I get connected with someone who was also from South Africa. So when he helped me to find a place from South Africa, they went to Jake and everything. And it was so beautiful because when I arrived here, I didn't feel too lonely. I could go to him when I had an issue and he took me around to meet people who are also from the diaspora, and it became very it became like home, and I felt more comfortable. And also I joined the church, the Abundant Life Church, which was even easier, made life so easier. So because if you feel like you're a bit too lonely, you can go there and spend time with people, you talk, and you don't really feel too different. Yeah.
You're listening to In the Diaspora with me, David, and I'm speaking to Jacky. She's from Gabon. She's been in Ireland for the past 1 year plus, and we're just getting to know her. And it's good to know that you actually are listening to the program. Now, Jacky's a scientist, actually, a woman in science. She's going to explain that obviously later on. But yeah, it's really, really interesting. We'd like to thank our sponsors for this program, the Equality, Diversity, Inclusion and Interculturalism EDII Office of Mary Immaculate College, MIC. Now, Jacky, you already started mentioning the things you like about Ireland. You touched on the vegetation, the green and everything. Now, what are the 3 things, that you like about Ireland? I love this question on this program. So mention 3 things that you like about Ireland.
Ooh, that's very tricky. But one thing I will say is that the culture. I like the culture, the fact that you could see that people are very family oriented. And when you see them around, they always have kids and their parents. They're always walking together around the city, which is beautiful because it's really value social life and family. And another thing that I liked was, like I said earlier, the green. There's so much green that's
no, Jacky, wait. We are not counting the green. We are not going to count the green.
Okay,
We're going to remove the green. So it's only one.
So it's only one now. Okay. So another thing I liked about Ireland is their enthusiasm in sports. That was so amazing. You could say that sport is everywhere, and it's included more in most of every children's life. And I was so amazed that you could see the competitions. We have small competition. It doesn't even need to be a big one, but the family even supports them, and it's so beautiful. And a third thing I loved about Ireland. Oh, this is interesting. I'm not sure what to say right now.
The weather.
I won't say that I really love the weather. Not really. What I love about Ireland is I'm not sure anymore. Oh yeah, the churches. Oh, so I was so amazed of how many churches you could find in Ireland. Even when you go on the road, you're like, wow, people were so involved with the churches. And I really enjoyed that. It was amazing to see how many churches you could find in the city. And one of the things that really hit me when I arrived in Dublin airport was that as soon as you go out of the airport, when you want to go to the bus station, there is a church. Just like that. And I was like, wow, that's so beautiful that people really, really value the spiritual life. And you don't see it everywhere. And this is amazing, really.
And I think you also find words like, is it God is love?
Yes, and that's fantastic. And even when you go for a trip, you'll see like God's love you in some places, and Jesus, like, it's amazing. And I really, really, really love that about Ireland, that they're really spiritually awakened, and they value the church. That's beautiful.
We understand you came from South Africa as well immediately, before, you're from South Africa, but initially from Gabon. And we understand that you've been away from Gabon for a while. But, what are some of the things you'd say are similar or different, between Gabon and Ireland? Be it in terms of culture, be it in terms of the housing, and whatever you've observed so far.
Similarities?
Yeah.
Okay. In terms of similarities, I'm not... What I saw was that they lack beer. And I thought that it's only in Gabon that I'll see people who love beers. But when I came in Ireland, I was very amazed that yes, they do also like their pint. And I was so shocked, and I'm like, wow, okay. So it's not really just Gabon. So yeah, it's everywhere also. And another thing that I really loved about the similarities in terms of a culture, you asked? Similarities in culture, I think I'm not sure. I believe that we're quite different in a way because Gabon in a culture, an African culture, they mostly value big families. There'll be like everybody, cousins, brothers, and you don't know which grandmother, which other cousin on that side. And it kind of become a bit stressful to know everybody and to really have to look for everybody. But yeah, it's quite very restrained. And then it's easier, I think, to really focus on your family and pay attention on people around you. I'm not saying that they don't look at for cousins, because I've seen other families here. Because when I usually speak to some of the students that are supervised, they usually speak about the fact that they need to see their cousins, that the uncle is living on this side. It's beautiful in a way, and I find it amazing that it's kind of similar, but in a certain way, it's not really, really similar. So I'm amazed with the culture and the way the dynamic here is. And people support each other. And that's what I've seen here. And I think it's kind of similar in Africa also. They really value their neighbors, they value their friends, and they support them. You see small businesses, you see them all rushing into the business to make sure that the person is really helps. And that is really amazing.
All right, so in terms of the people as well, and are they also welcoming as Gabonese?
Oh, they're really welcoming. They'll treat you just as you are, and that's what I really enjoyed. Gabon, I will say that Gabon, it depends. If you bring them their drink, yes.
So everything surrounds the pint in Gabon.
Not really, but I know that most of the things are around the pines. Then but that the funny thing is, a Gabonese guy will leave Gabon. He will take his beer, because we have a local beer. He take it from Gabon to any country he goes to. It's just showing you how they love the pine.
Yes. Now that's weird.
Yes, they love it. They love it so much. It's amazing but beautiful in a way. It's just the particularity. One day I'm like, we used to, when we go to Gabon, we bring some stuff, from South Africa. When you go to Gabon, you go to South Africa, you bring some stuff. So I used to bring like food things, just little food, just to remember the taste and everything. But when you ask a guy, he'll bring you beer, the beer from home, and you're like, okay, so what do you eat? You just want to drink, you don't eat. So, but it's interesting, yeah.
Now, in terms of food, what would be, your comparison, Irish and Gabonese meals, really?
The Gabonese meals is complicated, I'll say. And the Irish meal is quite simple. It's mostly potatoes. I think kind of simple things, I'll say. So that's why I found it a bit strange at the beginning, because I thought that's mostly like when you think about France, how the menu can be so quite complex. And Italy also, the fact that the menu can be also very complex. And when I came in Ireland, you're like, okay, they're quite simple. They just go to the point. They don't really complicate their life. They need just this, that, and they're done. And they're happy. Very interesting, yes. But in Gabon, it depends on, and people like food. In Gabon, people love food so much that everyone cooks most of the time. And you'll find them, they spend time in the kitchen. For example, I remember when I used to grow up, the Sunday was like almost a cooking day, because we'll spend a lot of time in the kitchen doing things, and then we'll sit down with your family and eat and enjoy. And then, yeah, it was a beautiful time. Yeah.
Now, let's imagine it's a Sunday and we are in Gabon. what would be your special dinner? What would you have, on that special dinner? What types of food would you really have? Make us imagine, make the listener see what kind of food they would have for dinner if they were in Gabon.
So we in my mom's house, it's usually a bit. She loves cooking, so when a woman loves cooking, she really loves cooking. So you'll have some vegetables, and it's mostly made of cassava leaves. And we'll make a big pot of chicken, but it's not really. It's chicken with a lot of things together. So you'll have a full chicken, and then you'll have some gizzards in it, and you'll have a lot of maybe wings, and it's just a complex of meal that is put together. And then we also have another thing that we usually eat on Sundays. We call it aubergines. So it's,
Aubergines?
yeah, it's something that we put together with some vegetables, and you mix it with some fish, and then you also have that plate, and then you'll have cassava, and you'll have plantain, and you're gonna have rice. And all of this is on a big plate. And of course, you need a big salad, because you can't do without a salad there. And as dessert, you might have a cake or maybe some fruit salad. Yeah.
So all this food is on the table.
Of course.
And like just nuclear family, or it's just extended family, or you invite other people?
It's mostly nuclear family, because you can't do that every Sunday. That would be very costly. So yeah, it's mostly nuclear family, but when there is an event, then you have more foods and more diversity in terms of what you want to eat and everything. Yeah.
You're listening to In the Diaspora on Wired FM 99.9 FM with me, David, and I'm speaking to Jacky. She's actually from Gabon. And, we are nearing the end of the program now, in case you're just tuning in. But either way, do not worry. We have one or two things to just discuss, and you'll be able to also catch up. And we'd like to thank our sponsors, the Equality, Diversity, Inclusion, and Interculturalism EDII Office of Mary Immaculate MIC, for making this program possible. Now, Jacky, as we near the end of the program, would you tell us what you miss the most in Gabon? If you want, you can go to South Africa as well.
So, yeah, every culture has their particularity. What I miss about Gabon is the fights.
Wait, the fights?
Oh, there's always something happening.
No.
There's always a movement. There's always somebody doing something. So, the noise that comes out, you're like, oh, but then sometimes you feel like, but I miss this noise.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing that you kind of take things for granted, and then later on you find that it's part of your culture, it's part of you.
Now the question is, who's fighting who?
Oh, neighbors, of course. It's ever neighbors, or if your uncles came to visit and they didn't like something, and you will shout. Or you'll have somebody who did this, and you go out and everybody look at this. It's just part of the culture. And I didn't know it until I moved from one country to another, that, it's just how we are. Even the shouts on the streets, I think we are one of the most loud people in the world. Yeah, and in South Africa, I would say, there is that thing that they call Shisanyama. It's a barbecue that they usually have one of those Sundays. You go out and you are with friends and people around. It's mostly socialized events, but then people get together and they have those nice meats, beef, chicken, and you talk, and the music, the vibe. Oh, South Africa is like the best when it comes to meat, frying meat and everything. So, and then also the noise in South Africa. So one day I was sleeping and I found it so silent. And then I remember the taxi making noise, taxi. And there will be people screaming, hey, stop, and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I missed this noise. So yes, and you find it very strange. And you come, and I find Ireland very quiet and very cozy and silent. And it's amazing to try to readjust yourself into a new environment, a new way of living. But it's what makes the particularity of a place, I'll say. Yeah.
Do you have any special meal, Irish meal, any special Irish place you'd like to visit or you visited before, so far, anything you think, okay, this has become my favorite in Ireland?
I won't say I have a favorite meal, no. But one of the places that I really liked, and we went for some tourism there with my friends, is how do you call it? The Cliff of Moher.
Oh, the Cliffs of Moher.
It's so beautiful. Oh, I was so amazed by the view. Quite dangerous, say, because I know if you want to die, it's not that far. But it was amazing. It's beautiful. Our nature was just meant. Like, it's so gorgeous there, and I was amazed by the view and everything. It's a beautiful place, yeah.
The Cliffs of Moher.
Cliffs of Moher.
All right, thank you very much, Jacky. Anything else you'd like to share as we near the end of the program?
I'm thankful for this opportunity to share my stay in Ireland, and I'm thanking you for this time. Thank you, David.
We spoke about women in science, That's the last point we promised the listener. So just your comment on women in science or your encouragement to the young women listening.
I've been always asked why science. And I find that science for me is just a way to express myself. It's just like anyone who does sports and runs or other people who sing. And for me, this is what I know and what I do. It's nothing to do with my sexuality, in fact. So I'm not a woman in science, but I'm just someone who's doing science. So, but what we've observed was that a lot of women are they're not really, we don't see a large print of women in science. For example, a very simple example is in the office I work, there were only 3 ladies, and there are about like 7 or 8 men. And you can see that there is quite a huge difference in terms of balance. And if I say 3 ladies, it's 1 lady from Gabon, who is me, and the other one from Brazil, another one from another country. So you see that it's just like one person around the world, but you don't see like a large population centered into the same community, which is kind of interesting. So at the moment we've seen a growth and we've seen a promotion regarding the women in science. I got an award by L'Oréal who recognized my work in science, and they wanted to push us forward. They say that we want to motivate you to continue in what you're doing, to not give up, because we've seen that a lot of people have given up. And even yesterday I was called and asked to present to motivate women. Why? Because most African women in particular, I'll say, because the one that I've encountered the most, they only think about, okay, if I get married, if I don't get married, if I do too much of the studies, I won't be able to get married. My place is in the kitchen. One of the person I spoke to yesterday said. So what they're trying to do is to show us who are out there who've tried to push our way forward that it's not impossible to just use yourself, the skill that you have, because I believe that everybody has a skill. Your skill is not only in the kitchen, in the cooking, and your skill is not only... Because we are so different. People are good in teaching, people are good in singing, other people are good in knitting, even sports. So you have a skill, and if God bless you with something, use it. Don't be scared to shine. That's what I believe. Don't be scared to really work hard on what you believe is yours. I've been pushed so many times by men that go and get married. Why you want to continue with this? I remember even before doing my PhD, they asked me why don't you just go to the kitchen, like I would say. But I believe that it's more about what I dream about, and I love learning, I love teaching, and I love science. And that's all I believe in. And if I do love it, why not go in for my dream? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for being with us in the diaspora today.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Well, that was actually Jacky Bouanga. She's from Gabon, lived in South Africa as well, and she's now in Ireland. She's been in Ireland for the past 1 year plus, and we're just talking about herself and science as well, as you heard. And many thanks to you for listening today. Until next time, bye for now.